hoke
Andare no tolba Gombe
Kama endi imbe Gombe jangir la keiti Gombe
Hayru jo Gombe
Bikkoñ e mawɓe Gombe ɗon yetta tolba Gombe Gota kuɓernde wala bano ma ko leddi Gombe
Yottore Allah kokkuɗo min Gombe Allah yamɗine barkama mi yettima tolba Gombe
Yettore Allah kokkuɗo min tolba Gombe Allah yamɗine barkama min yettima tolba Gombe
Allah yamɗine barkama mi yettima tolba Gombe.
There is lack of basic amenities, power, water, and roads. I may just quickly say I visited some pharmaceutical companies in Agbara recently. They have good products, but there are no roads to evacuate their products. There's lack of equipment, lack of professionals, key technical ones, because of our so-called Japa syndrome, inability to compete with other countries with cheaper favors and factors of production. My humble solutions will be creation of a special funding for local manufacturers, building trust in local products by patronage of local manufacturers. Another one will be strong but more corrective than punitive regulatory methods, provision of basic amenities like constant power, water, and good roads as much as possible, reduction of import duties or provision of funds for specialized equipment, development of paid internship or sponsorship to train specialized production staff, and general improvement of economic indices to lower production costs. In the days and weeks ahead, even months or years, I want to assure the media that we will familiarize with them, and then these are terrain that you will have to help us with concerning the leadership of this celebration. I want to thank the chairman of the conference planning committee of this year, Mrs. G. Valentine Okelu, the chairman of the local organizing committee, Professor Ifeanyi Eminike, and all members who have worked tirelessly around the clock to ensure that we have a beautiful conference. I will not forget to mention the secretary of the CPC and my able secretary here, Prince Wenga Falabi. Lastly, I want to quickly conclude by saying that a healthy nation is a wealthy nation. A nation that produces what it uses is a nation that is self-sufficient, secure, protected from adverse effects of dependence on foreign products. It is highly imperative that we look inwards and support local manufacturing to improve our healthcare delivery, and by doing so, impact positively on our economic indices as a nation. Thank you, and God bless you.
So, freshmen, you always ask questions. So, I don't know if you have any reactions. We don't need advanced reactions, just good reactions.
I have a clarification. I'm really interested in the PCN issue. You said, okay, let me start by where you said that we have over 2 million unregistered pharmaceutical premises. So I was expecting you to tell us the implication of having such in the country. You didn't mention the implications of to Nigerians as a whole. And again, I also want a clarification around the reason why the budget office stopped. Why the budget office stopped allocations to PCN. So I also want to know, okay, you said that there should be perpetual succession in the constitution of the PCN. You know, can you throw more light on that?
We are talking about the issue of local manufacturing. It's like we are paying lip service on this issue. We cannot talk about local manufacturing. We are not talking about the active consumer ingredients, you know, that we still import and we claim we are manufacturing locally. You know, what are efforts towards manufacturing the APIs locally? Then the issue of local manufacture also has the issue of patronage. You know, the issue of this drug revolving fund that teaching hospitals are owing pharmaceutical companies over 34 billion naira. So we have to address the issue of patronage, and as regards to the government hospitals paying as according to what they owe the local manufacturers. So basically, these are my questions.
Thank you very much for the questions or issues with more clarification. I think it brings to light what we need presently. I may start from the back. When you don't have pharmacy council reconstituted, it then means things like disciplinary action will not be able to take place. I mean, if any person does anything, it has to be on hold. If there are actions to be taken, they can be taken. So erring pharmacists or people who should be disciplined will not be able to take them. That's one. Then two, we also talk about some accreditation or training programs which should be undertaken by members of council. That becomes an issue. And we also have spoken, like your colleague said, that whoever is going to be the chairman of pharmacy council should be somebody of impeccable character, somebody that's acceptable, somebody who can lead, somebody who will be able to move the council forward. And therefore that's where we are calling on Mr. President to go into history and then look at that incident and know what to do so that you put a square peg in a square hole. But let me comment a few companies down here like Emzo that have already started working closely with another firm to start an API production, and it's costing a lot of money. But if we must do that, that's one way forward so that medicine security will be guaranteed in our environment.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start on the existing protocol. Let me also, first of all, thank the President of our society for giving us the opportunity to contribute our quota towards the success of that conference. And thank him again for having done the job for me. I will not do clarifications because he has given mostly all the details, and answered questions around the conference. Gombe was chosen because if you look at the countries, we have 6 political zones, and if we want to divide the country into 2 broad groups, we say north and south, right? So most of the conferences are held in the south. We go north, south, and all that. And this time around, in the north, we needed to go somewhere else. And most of the major cities we know in the north have all been well beaten. Let me use that because we've done conferences in them several times. And we found a jewel that, like the name sound, in the savannah, which is a vibrant little town that have now grown into a big city, an exciting city. And we felt our colleagues should, follow us down there and enjoy the city with all the potentials it has. The first thing one thinks about when going to North is the issue of security. And interestingly, if your pressmen, so you know that better than we do, that Gombe is one of the cities where you have practically nothing coming out in terms of stories around insecurity. It's a very peaceful town, and just like business, conferences thrive in cities where you have peace and security. So pharmacists will be exposed to the most recent developments, and then have opportunity of interacting with the companies that they wouldn't have ordinarily been able to interact with on a daily basis. And all in all, we are looking forward to a fantastic conference. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. It's been a good time, and I believe that with your support, we'll be able to give more publicity to this conference. Nigerians are waiting, Gombe is waiting, and I believe that it will be a very wonderful one. It's my last conference as National Secretary, and I want to thank everyone who is there. We have a lot to do because we believe that Nigerians, my prayer, which I've requested God for today being my birthday, is that God will make Nigerians to appreciate and understand the role of pharmacists in their healthcare so that they can be better and spend effectively for good health. Thank you everyone for making this
So we have come to the end of this event.
Yes, I talked about vaccines generally, and I mentioned that you and I have to be involved in advocacy. Acceptability depends on if people are properly educated. You might have a PhD, you might even be a professor, but you may not be properly educated concerning issues. You are talking specifically about cervical vaccine, but I'm talking generally about drugs and about vaccines generally. I wouldn't want to pick one separately. You know, we had an issue, even with the COVID-19 vaccine. Acceptability was a problem. And we were engaged in advocacy in Nigerians work.
Yeah, if you look at the theme of the conference, it's talking about access to health in Nigeria. And from the quality of the presenters and the topics to be presented in that meeting, which is by experts from other sectors as well. We expect to come out with a blueprint and recommendation that will help most practitioners and even the government and regulators to have better approach to health vaccines.
Baba Muniru Sabungo Allah hoke
Adareno tolba Gombe
Kama endi imbe Gombe Jangir la keiti Gombe
Airujo Gombe
Big boy emobe